This is the spirit. This is the flesh. Excuse me. This is the spirit. This is the soul. And this is the flesh. The flesh wants to pull away and take the soul with it. And then it's trying to drag the spirit. Now the spirit is there, but the spirit is not participating when someone is saved. And then the will in the soul has to decide, am I going to continue to be pulled by this, or am I going to resist and pull back? This is literally what Solomon is talking about. So now, the spirit wants to go towards God. And if the soul decides it wants to go, then he has to pull and be pulled that way, and it's making the flesh compliant. So my flesh will comply with what I choose to do, but the decision is not made in my spirit. And the flesh has already decided it wants to do evil. There's no good in the flesh. So the decision maker is right here in the soul. So you have to have that rulership in the soul, in the mind. So why did Paul say, don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind? Because even if the spirit walks that way and the soul decides it's going to walk that way, it still has to drag the flesh with it. And that is what we have, a tug of war, not on a weekly basis, not on a monthly basis, not when we have a down day, but on a daily basis. We are constantly at war with whether or not our soul is going to decide to go and do the works of the spirit or the works of the flesh. And you don't know when that storm is coming that's going to pull you. You don't know when that desire is going to come. Think about it. You are having trouble in your household with your wife, and she's nagging you, and nothing you can do is good enough. Forgive me, Brendan. This is the lady at work. I just admire you because you just take care of your family and you work so hard and you put up with a lot of mess on this job. There's not a lot of good men out there like you. I sure wish. Now your ego was going, what you say? Right? Because you know you're not going to get that when you go home. And your mind has to decide, I don't care how bad I'm being treated at home. If I start making the decision to allow this flesh to pull on me, then I'm going to fall. If I don't rule in my soul and in my spirit, the flesh is going to win, because my flesh does not care about consequences. My flesh only wants to satisfy itself. My flesh wants to be pleased. Anybody that's drank before and had too much, when it was going down, it was good to you. And for even a period of time, it was nice and smooth and good to you. But then you realize, I think I might have had too much. And then it might be a little too late. And then you might just want to sleep, but then you might not sleep. You might start getting a headache. You might start getting sick on the stomach. And then you start praying, Lord, if you just let me just get through this, I won't do this again, right? But your flesh is like, nah, have one more. Or why don't you just take one more to kind of even yourself out? That's what the flesh would do. The spirit's saying, you know what? You messed up. We need to get some food in us. We need to go sit down somewhere and make sure that you don't drive home, right? And the decision maker is right here. What am I going to do? That is the tug of war that we have. And they're linked together, just like you cannot separate Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He's one God, one in essence, but different in function. We can't separate our mind, our soul, and our spirit from ourselves. You only see the outside, but that war is constant. That's why Paul said they are in what? Conflict, or contrary to one another. Thank you, brothers. Appreciate that.